Okay, okay. Is it fine now? Is it fine now? Is it fine now, guys? Is it all good now? Okay. Is it good now? Is it good? Okay. Okay, I actually forgot to, unmute my mic. So I'm using OBS Studio after a lot of time. So that's why. Okay. So, yep, guys, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Kash, Kavish. Good evening, Subhashini, Yaret, Shyam, Utpal, Surya, 5v5. And yes, good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Okay. So, first of all, I hope that you're all like good, well, doing good throughout the whole day. I hope everyone is fine. Good evening, Bhimrao, sir. Good evening, Shyam. Good evening, Akib. Good evening, buddy. Good evening. Okay. How are you all? Tell me, guys, first. How are you all? How are you all? How are you all? Are you all good? Enjoying the day so far? Good evening, Praveen. Good evening, buddy. Good evening. How are you all? All good? My name is Sai Kumar. Oh, yes, Sai, I remember you now. You also messaged me on LinkedIn, right? Now I remember it. Now I remember you. Now I remember you. Yep. I'm really sorry for that time, guys. So for all of you, I know that last time I also started with YouTube, and I think I also took a section in XLR, and at that time, due to some medical emergency, I had to stop. But now I am back, and from now on, guys, all the courses are going to coming up one by one. So we are starting with CSS, then we'll go back to JavaScript, we'll go back to React, Node, everything, maybe Java, Spring Boot, all that stuff is coming up, guys. So be prepared and be ready for that as well. Okay, I'm good, Bhimrao sir. How are you? How are you? Seeing you after a lot of time. Okay. So guys, and it's really good to see all of you here, guys. I know you all of you because I have seen you in a lot of live streams and lectures. So it's amazing to see all of you here. Okay. So yep, guys, good evening everyone. Okay. So now, guys, see, this whole course is of 5 days. 3 days this week and 2 days next week. Okay, and we are gonna try to complete a lot of CSS in this 5 days. And at the end of the session, नो ब्रज गोपाल, आपको भूला नहीं मैं, आपको बिल्कुल नहीं भूला. मुझे आपका नाम एकदम क्लियरली याद है. आपका नाम काफ़ी यूनिक है ना, सो मेरे को एकदम क्लियरली याद है. टेंशन मत लीजिए. आपका एक्चुअली चैट काफ़ी ऊपर चला गया था, मेरा विंडो काफ़ी छोटा है सेकंड स्क्रीन. ओके, सो मुझे क्लियरली याद है, आप टेंशन मत लो बिल्कुल भी. ओके, सो यप गाइस, so as I was saying, this course that we have here is mastering CSS in the next 5 days. So it will be 3 days this week and 2 days next week. Okay, and you can see in the thumbnail I have mentioned what are the things we're going to be covering. So we are going to be like, almost at least going to cover around 60 to 70% of CSS. And at the final day, we are also going to be building a project. And I've also mentioned that in the thumbnail, right? We're going to be creating Disney Plus Hotstar design clone. Not the whole Hotstar, how it works and how it streams, because for that we might also need backend and databases. And maybe in future, we will also create that. But for now, as you can see the Disney Plus Hotstar homepage, we are going to be creating it completely. But we are not directly moving on to the clone, guys. We'll start with learning from the scratch so that you can build it with me. So from today, we'll start everything from scratch. We'll be learning CSS one by one, step by step, learning about padding, margin, different properties, about backgrounds, about positions, flexboxing, all that stuff. And then we'll learn this in 4 days. And after learning all this in 4 days, we'll be using everything that we have learned on the final day to make Disney Plus Hotstar clone. Okay, the design clone. And guys, just like that, in future, we'll be creating some other sites as well. So yeah, be here everyone. And if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, guys, and also like the video. Okay, so everyone, I hope you're excited. Let's start with the session, guys. Let's start. So everyone, I'm going to consider that no one here knows CSS. I'm assuming that you might know some HTML, basic HTML at least. But don't worry, even if you don't know it, I'm going to explain a little bit about HTML as well. I'm not going to practically show you HTML because it will take a lot of time, because here our main plan is CSS, but I'm still going to give you some idea about HTML and CSS, and then we'll directly start with CSS. Okay, because that's our ultimate goal, and we'll start it from scratch, from very basic. Okay, so let's start everyone. So let's go. So now today we are starting with CSS, but before starting with CSS, there are a few more things that we need to understand if you're a beginner, if you're starting from scratch. Okay, so let me just increase the font size a little bit here. Where is it? I think it's in edit, font, and let me just increase it a little bit. So maybe 36 will be fine. Okay, nice. So guys, let's start. Okay, now see guys, before starting with CSS, there is one thing that is very important to understand if you don't know, that is what you call as HTML. Okay, so first of all, let's try to understand what exactly is HTML. Now guys, I hope that everyone knows the full form. If you're familiar already, the full form of HTML is hypertext markup language. This is the basic full form, hypertext markup language. But what we need to understand here is, what does it do? So first of all, we know that it's a language. It is a language, it is a coding language that we use in computers to write code and do something. But in computers, guys, there are a lot of languages, and every language does something different. So we need to understand what exactly is the job of HTML. So guys, HTML as a language is mainly used to create web pages. That's the main job. Create web pages and also put content on it. This is the main job of HTML. It is used as a language, it is used to create web pages and put content on it. Right? And what are web pages, guys? So when you go online and when you open some site, the most famous that I always use, guys, is going to be your Flipkart. Okay? So here we go. So whenever you open a website, what you see in front of you on the screen is what you call as a web page. That's all, guys. That's all. That's you open apple.com, open amazon.com, open whatever you want. Whatever you see, it's a web page. If I click on some other button, I maybe go to some other web page. So just like this, if we create multiple pages, collection of web pages, at the end, that is what we call as website. That means to create website, you need to learn how to create web pages. And to create web page, you need to learn what exactly is HTML, because that is the language which you use to create web page. And not only creating web page, guys, it is also used to put content on it. Now when I say content, what exactly is content? So guys, whatever you see on a web page, that is what we call as content. For example, text, image, sometimes audio, video, right? You see form fields where you fill input data and all that stuff. All of this is what you call as content. You see buttons where you can click. You see, animations. Everything that you see on a web page is what you call as content. So when I have to, if I have to mention the content, it's nothing but images, audio, video. It can be text, it can be form fields, it can be buttons. These are some base examples of content. And all these content are again created using HTML. Okay. Now guys, in this particular course, I'm not going to talk a lot about HTML because I'm assuming that you might know a little bit of HTML. And if you know it, it will be amazing. And because this whole course is planned for CSS, but I really hope that everyone joining here knows a little bit about HTML. Okay, still I'm going to explain you some basics, don't worry about that, but I'm hoping, guys, so please answer me, everyone. And yes, hi Kyatam, hi, how are you, buddy? Guys, everyone here, I hope everyone knows little bit of HTML, guys. Yes or no, please tell me in the chat. Little bit of HTML, at least how to create a page and what are tags. I'm still going to do that, guys, and if you have any doubts, guys, please ask. Okay, that is one thing I want to say to you, that if you have any doubt regarding anything that I'm doing, please ask. I'm going to be reading all your chats. I'm not going to miss any of the chats. So please ask. I'll try to answer it as much detail as possible. Okay. So guys, that's all about HTML. HTML is used to create a web page and put content on it. And when I say content, that means all these things. But is HTML enough to create a web page? Is HTML enough? That's the important question. So it's no. HTML can only create a web page and put content. Okay. But when you come to a website, you can see here that every content is properly aligned. It is properly styled, aligned, arranged. Every content has some kind of height and width. They are arranged beautifully. And not only Flipkart, if you go to some sites like apple.com, here if you go, see, the design looks so clear and simple. And everything is properly adjusted, aligned. Everything is having a good color, good background. How is that happening? Is it what HTML is doing? No. HTML can only create content. This alignment, arrangement, coloring, all that cannot be done via HTML. Okay? And that's where, let me also give you an example. If I have to show you how this Flipkart looks with HTML only, let me just show you that. So if I go, let's say if I inspect this, just giving you an idea, guys. Just wanted to give you an idea. If only HTML was used to create Flipkart, it might look like this. You can see it's still a web page and all the content is still here. You can see that, right? Content is there, your file, everything is fine, but it is not looking good. Content is there, text is there, everything is there, but it is not looking at all. It is not looking good at all. It's because to style the elements, when I say style, that means to arrange the elements, give them size, give them color, to do all that stuff, we need one more language which works with HTML, which you call as CSS. That stands for Cascading Style Sheet. This is the main important one, guys. Okay, so CSS is a language which works with HTML and helps to style the elements, the content that you create using HTML. So whatever content you create, to style them, when I say style, that means arrangement, alignment, coloring, giving them proper space, you know, all that stuff is done via CSS. That means HTML only creates content and CSS is what styles it. That's why they always work together. Okay, so if you want to create a beautiful looking website or a web page, you always need both of them together. Only one is not enough. One will create the content and one will style that content. That's why both are required. Is that clear, guys? What is CSS? So it's a styling language. HTML is a markup language. CSS is not a programming language, guys. It's a styling language because it is used for styling. Okay, HTML is also not a, you know, programming language. It's a markup language because it is mainly used to hold content or create content. And you can see it only creates content. So guys, I hope we are clear till now, everyone. I know that you guys know a little bit about this, but I really hope that you're cleared. And today we are starting with basics, but as we move on in the whole course, we're going to be learning a lot of new things, guys. Okay, we're going to talk about flex boxing and all that stuff. Yep, cool then, everyone. Let's move ahead. Let's start with the things. So now that you have mentioned, you know, a little bit of HTML, so I'm going to be directly starting with HTML. Okay, directly starting creating HTML files, and we'll start with CSS. Okay, so let's go. Let me create a dummy HTML page first of all. Okay, so guys, the code editor that I'm going to be using in this whole course is going to be VS Code. So if you don't have it, you can just go online and you can just search for VS Code download and install it like a normal software. So you can just search for VS Code download, go on this first link and just download it from here. Now, depending on your OS, whether it is Windows, Linux or Mac, just download your particular version and just install it like a normal software. Once you install it, you can simply search for it like this in your PC, VS, and once you open it, it will look something like this, a blank code editor. But guys, again, I'm not forcing you to use VS Code only. You can use any editor of your own choice. You can go for Sublime Text, Brackets, PHP Storm, WebStorm, whatever you want, up to you. Any editor is fine, guys. But VS Code is kind of famous and it's also very easily usable. That's why I'm going to be using that. Okay. Now, guys, so now for this whole course, I'm going to be creating a lot of web pages. I'm going to be writing a lot of code. And that means I'm going to be creating a lot of files. So I have created one folder where I'm going to be keeping all my files, which I'm calling as CSS Mastery 31st August, which is the starting date 2023. Okay. For the same folder, I have also given the GitHub link in the description. So that means every day, whatever I do, I'll update in that GitHub repository and you can download it from there or you can see it there. You can copy the code from there or you can use the code from there. Is that clear, guys? So the GitHub link is in the description and every day of whatever I do, I'll be uploading it there. Right now, this folder is empty. There is nothing. Okay. So let's create a folder for today's day. So I'm going to be calling it as, so I'm going to create a new folder called as day 1. Okay. So I'm calling it as day 1. In this, I'm going to be putting all the files that I'm going to create today. So let's go. So let's go in VS Code. Right now it's completely empty. I'm going to open that day 1 folder in here. So file, open folder, and here we go, day 1. And now that folder is opened in my VS Code. And now I can start using it. I can start creating files. So for now, initially, I'm simply going to create a very basic HTML file. So let's quickly create HTML file. Let's call it index.html. Okay. And let's create a very basic HTML code, assuming that you know a little bit of HTML already. So yep. And let me just call it as CSS introduction. Bad. Introduction. Simple. Okay, nice. And let me just increase the font size a little bit. So if at all you're watching it in mobile, it will be clear to you as well. So guys, I hope the font size is fine, everyone. Please keep answering. Guys, is the font size all good? Can you properly see everything? Okay, nice, nice. And you can also remove this sidebar. I'm going to remove it so that you can see the whole code at once. So here we go, guys, a very basic HTML page, and let's write some code for now. Increase, okay, should I increase? Okay, let me just increase it a little bit more. Okay, I hope that's fine, because if I increase it more than this, then, you know, it will look very big and I won't be able to code. So I think this much is fine now. Okay, hopefully this much is fine. Okay, now then, guys, let's go. So assuming that everyone here knows a little bit of HTML, let me create some basic tags, okay, some basic tags. So let me create a simple p tag, which is a paragraph tag, okay. And let me put some dummy content. So for everyone who doesn't know how to put a dummy text in your code, in VS Code there's a shortcut called as lorem. So you can write lorem multiplied by 4. So it will create 4 dummy lines of code for you. Okay, so lorem into 4, and here we go. 4 dummy lines of code for you. Simple. Okay, so just like that. And I can create one more p tag. Same, lorem multiplied by 4. So 4 dummy lines of code as well. So guys, in my HTML page, I have 2 paragraph tags, simple. Let's run this file. Now guys, for now, if at all you need, you can use a live server. I'm not using that right now. From tomorrow, I'll start using live server. For everyone who is new, what you can do is, you can either go in your folder where this file is created, your HTML file, double click and open it from here, okay, in your browser. But the way that I use the most is in my VS Code only, because I don't like to go outside VS Code a lot. So just right click on this file, copy the path, and now go in your favorite browser, whatever it is, Chrome, Mozilla. I would not suggest you to use Internet Explorer, but other than that, you can use whatever you want, and just paste that path in your browser, and here we go. You can see very simple 2 paragraphs are available here that you created. Okay, now that's fine. It is HTML, all good. I can also put image, I can also do a lot of stuff here, but that is something we'll talk about later on. We'll talk about images and all that, how to style them later on. Right now, guys, our focus is to learn the basics, very basics of CSS. Okay, so let's focus. So now, to start, for the starters, I am planning to color these text. Okay, and to color these things, I have to use CSS. So guys, before we start with CSS, let's talk a little more about it and understand some more stuff. So the first thing that I talked about is CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. Okay, simple stuff. And it is basically used to style the elements, style the content created by HTML. And when I say style, that means arrangement, alignment, coloring, all that stuff. But how do we start doing it? That's very important to understand. So guys, just like all the other languages, CSS also has a way of writing. For example, when you go in Java, you first learn how to write Java, then you start writing Java code. If you go in HTML, you first learn what is the basic starter idea of writing HTML. Okay, it is written in tags and all that. That means for every language, you always learn some basic stuff of how to write it, and then you start writing it. Just like that, in CSS as well, guys, there is a basic way of writing it. So CSS, exactly, that's what you call as syntax, the way of writing. Okay? So now, guys, the basic syntax or the basic way of writing CSS code goes like this. CSS is always, no matter where, it is always written in property : value format. It is always written in this format, property : value. If I have to give an example, a property can be width and value can be 200 pixels, semicolon. A property can be color, value can be red. Just like that. A property can be height, a property can be font size. Now because CSS is going to style your content, so it will have a lot of properties that will help you to style the content. So guys, CSS as a language is nothing but collection of hundreds of properties. Guys, that's what CSS is. It's a collection of hundreds of properties. And when I say that I'm going to be learning CSS, I have to learn all those properties and understand when to use those properties on my element and apply styling on them. And which property can be applied where, which property should not be used, all that things we have to learn. That is what learning CSS means. But now, fine, I understand. CSS is a language which is always written in property : value format. But when I write CSS, how will my CSS know on which HTML element to work on? Because in my HTML, I might have hundreds of elements. I might have a p tag, h1 tag, image tag, form tag, div tag. I might have a lot of tags. So how will my CSS know on which HTML element I have to apply this particular properties, because you're going to write hundreds of properties. But I want these 3 properties to be applied on this element, these 4 properties. So how to do that? How to apply a specific set of properties to a particular element? How to style the element using CSS? So guys, there are 3 ways by which you can apply CSS on your HTML elements. And those 3 ways have names. The first way is called as the inline way or inline CSS. The next way is called as the internal way or internal CSS. And the third and the final one is called as the external way, or you can also call as external CSS. That's simple. These are the 3 main ways by which you can apply CSS on your HTML elements and make them look better, align them, arrange them, color them. These are the 3 ways. And guys, we'll start from scratch. We'll talk about all the 3 ways and how to work with them and which way to use when. Okay? So guys, simple logic. CSS as a language is always written in property colon value format. But to apply these properties, whatever you're going to write on HTML elements, to make these properties work with your HTML element, there are 3 ways. In these 3 ways, you can apply these properties on your HTML elements. So let's start with the first way, guys, which is the inline way. And it's very simple, guys. And one more thing, guys, right now for the next 5 minutes, just focus on how I'm applying CSS. Don't focus too much on the properties. Right now I'm going to be using some basic properties, but guys, from tomorrow only, we'll be talking about some advanced properties as well. So don't worry. Right now our main goal is not properties. Right now our main goal is understanding how these 3 ways are going to be working. So I'm going to be using simple properties, which will be very easier to understand. Okay. So let's go, everyone. Let's go. I hope everything is fine till now and you're enjoying the session so far, guys, because I'm back on my channel after a lot of time. So just wanted to, ask you guys. I hope you're enjoying everything till now, understanding, and whatever I'm saying is completely clear to you. Please confirm that, guys, once. Everyone, just confirm that once. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so guys, let's start with the first way, which is going to be the inline way. Now what inline way says is, if you want to apply CSS on a particular element. Now guys, when I say element, I mean a tag. If you don't know, when I say an element, I simply mean a tag, because a tag is what creates the element on the web page. Okay, so let's say I want to apply CSS on this paragraph element or paragraph tag by using the inline way. So it's very simple. You have to just go in the opening tag and use an attribute called as style. That's all. You have to use an attribute called as style. And now inside this double quotes of style attribute, you can start writing your CSS. And as I said, guys, CSS is written in always in this format, property colon value. So again, guys, you just have to go here and you have to start writing property and values. So let's say I want to change color of the text. So the property that helps you to change the color. Now guys, as I said, don't focus on properties too much right now, but let's just use the basics. So the property that helps you to change the color of the text is what we call as color. So again, guys, property colon value. Let's say red semicolon, and that's it. You mentioned one property. Save it, save the file, go in your web page, refresh, and here we go. See, now it's red in color. And guys, not only this, you can apply many more properties. After the semicolon, you can just continue writing all the properties that you want to apply. Let's say I also want to change the font family. So I can just go font family and, let's say Arial. Whatever font family is in your PC, you can mention that here. You'll see that, guys? The font family is this paragraph of this paragraph element is changed. You can change the font size. You can do a lot of stuff, guys. Right now, we're not going to discuss a lot about properties, but I hope you're understanding the point here, everyone. Okay? And you can just continue. Just continue with more properties. Font size, shadow, different stuff. And we're going to be talking about that, guys. Don't worry. We're going to be talking about all those properties. Okay. So, guys, that's how you apply inline CSS. You have to use the style attribute. And inside that, you can just continue writing all your CSS properties without any issues. But don't we need between? Between where? Don't we need between? Between what, Utpal? Can you please clear that? I'm not understanding. Comma? No, you don't need comma. Okay, no. It's always semicolon. See, property colon value semicolon, and just after that property colon value again semicolon. Semicolon means end of the property. So you can just continue. You don't need any comma here. No comma needed. Okay. So yep, guys, let's move ahead. Now, see, the problem here is, now this is fine. Inline CSS is working. That means wherever you write this CSS, on that element, the CSS is getting applied. That's all good. But guys, there is one disadvantage to inline CSS. That is, if you have, let's say, multiple elements. Let's say I have 4 paragraphs like this. Okay, I have 4 paragraphs like this. Okay. Now, I also want the other 2 paragraphs to have the exact same CSS. So the problem is, the CSS that I wrote for this element using the inline way won't work for any other elements. That means in inline way, guys, whatever CSS you write, it only works for that tag. So if I want to write the same CSS for this element, I have to again write it for that element. That means I cannot reuse the same CSS. I have to rewrite it. And right now there are only 2 elements. What if there are 100 elements? What if you want to put the same CSS in all the 100 elements? You have to write the same CSS 100 times. And guys, right now it looks easy because there are only 2 properties. What if you have 25 properties? The code will be very big. And that means if you're applying 25 properties on one element, and if you want to apply that on 100 elements, you'll be writing those 25 properties hundreds of times. And that's a wastage of lines of code that will increase the size of your file. Okay, that will decrease the optimization of your file. So all these problems may occur. So for applying the CSS, inline is good, but for reusability, it's not good at all. And that's where, okay, but first of all, let me show you that this also works. So if I save it, you will see it works. All good, all nice. And that's where comes the second way, which you call as the internal way, guys, the internal way. Now what you do here is very simple. So let me just comment this first p tag, guys, so that it will be always there in the file. For example, of this inline CSS, let's keep that. Now we have only these many tags. Okay, so let me just go there. Okay, so the first one is red and other 2 are black. All nice, because I've commented the first one. Okay, now I want to write CSS which is going to be similar for all the 3 tags, but I don't want to write it thrice. Okay, and that's where, as I said, the second way comes up, which is the internal way. So what you have to do, guys, in this is you have to just go in your head area. Now, head area is not, fixed. Okay, why is the message retracted? Okay, I think you guys are retracting it. Okay, nice, no issues. I hope you're doing it knowingly, so it's fine. Okay, so now, guys, you have to go in your head area. Now, head area is not necessary. You just have to be above the element. That means if I want to apply CSS on this element, I have to be above that. If I want to apply CSS on this element, I have to be above that. But I'm not planning on to mixing my CSS and HTML together. That's why always go in your head area. And in your head area, guys, what you have to do is you have to use a style tag. Now the style tag means, now this area between the style tag is only for CSS. You cannot write any tag here, guys. Please never do that. So don't write any tag or something like that. This area belongs to CSS. Here, you're only going to write CSS properties. Okay. Now, guys, I can go ahead and start writing CSS properties. But now the problem is, in inline, I wrote the CSS with the tag. So the CSS knew that I have to work with this tag. CSS knows that I have to work with this tag because CSS was written inside the tag. But now, you are planning to write CSS somewhere else, and your HTML element is somewhere else. So how is this CSS going to know where to get applied? And guys, that's where a concept of selector comes up. Selectors. Okay? It's a way of selecting or targeting an element which you want to work with. Simple, guys. Selectors in CSS are nothing but a way of selecting the element on which you want to apply CSS. Targeting the element on which you want to apply CSS. So for now, guys, let's say I'm planning that I want to apply CSS on p tag. So what do you do, guys? So you can just go here and write p. That's it, guys. That's the tag name. Please don't put this here, okay? Don't put this. Just the tag name, that's all. Okay, p. And then after p, open brackets, curly brackets, okay? And now in this area, in this bracket area, whatever CSS you write, it will be only applied on the P element. That's all. So if I go ahead and you do know, if I do just color red, something like that, save it, and now see what will happen. Let me close this notepad, guys. Okay, we'll use it after some time, so let's not close it. And here we go, see, now all the P's are red. And that's the best part. That means now I wrote CSS only once, and it is working for all the 3 elements. So now even if I have hundreds of P's, it will still work for all of them. That means I wrote it once and used it many times. So guys, the problem of inline CSS is solved here. Okay, reusability is there now. But because of this now, there is one more problem. Okay, but before discussing that, guys, see, this P is just your tag name. Okay, like for example, if I have one more tag like an H1, and if I have like hello Thora, okay, like this, and if I want to apply CSS on this, same thing, I will just use the tag name to select it. So I'll just go here. Now guys, you have to go outside the brackets. Please don't write it inside this bracket. This bracket is only for P. So outside the bracket, in your style area, write one more H1. This is your selector, guys. Why it is called as a selector? Because this is going to select all the H1 elements in your HTML code and apply whatever CSS you write onto them. That's why they are called as selectors. They are selecting or targeting the elements. So let's say color green for now, which is very bad, I know, but that's fine for now. And here we go, see? So you can apply different CSS. But now guys, so reusability problem is solved, right? I can write CSS only once and it is getting used a lot of times. But now we have one more problem. And the next problem is, what if I have multiple P's, like let's say 4 P's, but to the first 2 P's, I want to apply red. To the next 2 P's, I want to apply blue. Now what? And guys, all of them are P's. So I cannot select them with some other name. That's the problem. And that's where, guys, nickname comes up. Okay, just like in your college, guys. See, in your college, when you're in your college, you all have names. But they know that multiple people's name can be same. Inside one class, there can be 2, 3, 4, 5 Saurabhs. Right? And that will create a lot of issue while calling their name. That's why, guys, everyone in the college gets an ID. Right? You get an ID. And that helps you, that helps the college to uniquely identify you. That means now they can either call you via your name or they can call you via your roll number or ID number. Right? So you get an extra name for yourself. ID or roll number is nothing but an extra nickname for you. Your roll number is nothing but your nickname by which they can call you, because your name can be same. And the same thing is happening here. All of them are P's, and that's why whatever CSS I write here, it's working on all of them. So guys, now what I can do is either I change them to some other element, but if I change them to some other element, my P will not work, but I want the P to work. That's why, guys, there are ways by which you can give nicknames or additional names to your tags. Okay. Hi Nand, how are you, buddy? How are you? Okay, thank you for joining here. Thank you for joining, buddy. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's go, guys. So as I said, you can also give these tags a nickname or additional names by which you can select them or call them. So for example, let's say I want to select this third P and make it blue. Okay, I want to make it blue. So guys, what you can do is, now there are 2 main ways by which you can give additional names. The first way is by using something called as a class attribute, which you call as a class name. Okay, and guys, you can give whatever name you want. It's just a nickname. Give whatever you want, up to you, but always keep it meaningful. Okay, so I'm going to call it as para3. Okay, that's all, guys. Again, you can give any name. It's up to you. Give whatever name you want. I can call it Utpal, I can call it Nand, I can call it Saurabh, but I'm just calling it para3 because it makes much more sense, right? So para3. Okay, that's all. So this here, guys, is an additional name. That means now I can call this tag in 2 ways, either by its own tag name, which is P, or by its class name, which is para3. So guys, this is what we call as class name. Okay, so let's go and let's select this element using its class name. Let's see if it works. So now let's go. Okay, again in your style area. Now if I write just its class name, which is para3, CSS won't be able to understand, because guys, by default, whatever you write here, CSS thinks that you're writing tag selector. So to let CSS know that no, it is not a tag selector, it is going to be a class, what you have to do is you have to add a dot in front of it. So guys, whenever in CSS you're using class name to select an element or target an element, always mention dot. Okay. So let's explain about for and name elements. For and name elements. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Don't worry. Okay, we'll talk about them as well. Don't worry. Okay. So guys, are we clear with this? Okay, now you're calling an element using its class name, and now you can again apply CSS. So let's go. Let's write, font family. Let's say Calibri, something like that. Now let's see if it is working, guys. Let's go and let's see if it is working. And see, this third paragraph now is having font family of Calibri, which is different than the other ones. Okay, but it is still red because your third paragraph is still a p tag. That means now this element is taking CSS from two places. Once from the p tag because I'm still a p tag, and one from para3 because it's my class. So guys, CSS can come from multiple places. It's fine. If at all it is referenced and connected, it will come from multiple places. But if I give a color separately to this para3, let's say color green. Now see guys, now here we go. Now one paragraph tag is getting color red from this selector, but it is getting color green from this selector. So which one is going to take? Let's see that. It takes green. Okay, because guys, class has a little more priority than tag names. So if you give same properties using tag name and class name, it will always pick the class ones, not the tag ones. If at all they are same. If they are not same, then both will work. But if you give color from tag name and color from class name, it will always pick the class one because it has more priority. Okay, it will always be on top priority. Is that cleared, everyone, guys? Please tell me, are we cleared? Are we understanding everything till now, guys? Can you please confirm that? Hopefully. Okay, that's great, guys. That's really great. Okay, now then, let's move ahead a little bit. Okay, and guys, please, if at all you have any questions in between, go ahead and ask. And I know that we are still at the easy topic, so you might not be having a lot of questions. But yeah, if you have any slightest questions, you can simply ask. Okay. So yeah, let's move ahead, guys. Now, you know what is the best part about class names? The best part about class names is you can give the same class name to multiple elements. So also to this fourth element, I can give the same class name, and it's fine. It is allowed. So here we go. See, now both of them are green and Calibri in font. Why? Because both of them have same class name and they are picking CSS from here. So guys, multiple elements can have same class name. That is one beauty of the class names. Okay, so please guys, remember that. Okay, and also to a single element, you can also give multiple classes, multiple class names. To do that, don't use another attribute for class. That won't work. Inside the same class attribute, give a space and write the next one. So for example, let's say I call it P3. So now this tag or this element has three names. Either I can call it using P, or I can call it using para3, or I can also call it using P3. Let me show you. Let me just remove this H1. Okay, so dot P3, and I can go color. Let's say what can we say? Blue. Now see, that means now this element here is getting color from para3 as well as P3. So let's see what it picks, because both of them are class names. So let's see what it picks now. Let's see what it picks. It is picking blue. But how? Is it depending on the sequence? Like how is it deciding that in both the classes I'll pick this one? So let's change the sequence. In coding sequence, let's put para3 below P3. Let's see if sequence is the problem. Yes. So guys, if I'm getting CSS from two class names, so in that case, I don't decide priority by I will take this one or that one. In whatever sequence you have written them, I'll take it in that way. Okay, so whatever is the last, I'll take that. That's all. That means initially, using para3, you gave me color green, but at the end, using P3, you gave me color blue. So I'll take blue. That's all. Okay, so in two class names, it will always depend on the sequence. There's no priority. But in class name and tag name, class name has more priority, guys. Don't forget that. So the rule that we learned here is you can give same class name to multiple elements, and to a single element you can give multiple classes as well. That's all fine. So guys, class name is going to be one of the most useful way of selecting elements. So please focus mainly on that. While creating the projects and everything, we are going to be using classes continuously. We'll be completely depending on classes. But still, there is one more way by which you can select the elements. Now there are many more ways, guys, but typically in the main ones, there is one more way. Don't worry, guys, I'll also show you some more ways as well, don't worry. But there is one more way, okay, which you call as ID. Okay, and you can again give it anything. It's up to you, give whatever you want. So let's say I go ahead and call it as para2. So ID para2. And now I can apply CSS using that as well. So guys, to the second paragraph, I have given para2. Hi Adarsh, how are you, buddy? How are you? Yes, long time no see. I hope you're good. Yes, I was having some medical problems at that time, but now it's all good and I'm going to be continuing. So yeah, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Okay, so guys, I have given ID now. So you can also select an element using its ID, not only class, but also by using ID. So let's see how to do it using ID. So to this paragraph 2, I have given ID. Let's apply some CSS using ID. So let's go. And guys, here, the sequence doesn't matter. Okay, but always follow the sequence in whatever you're writing your code. So in your code, elements will be always be in some sequence, like your para1 is first, para2 is second. So also write the CSS for them in the same sequence so that it will be easier for you to map. As I said, sequence doesn't matter. For the first element, I can write CSS at the last. For the last element, I can write CSS at the top. That's all fine. But in that case, it will be very tough for me to understand. So always follow a really good sequence. In whatever sequence you have created your HTML elements, in the same sequence apply CSS. But for now, it doesn't matter, so let's go. So now guys, para2. But again, as I said, by default, CSS thinks it's a tag, and it's not a tag, so it won't work. So to make sure that CSS knows it's an ID, you have to go in front and mention a hash. So dot for class and hash for ID. And just like that, you can go and give, let's say, color, let's say gold, something like that. And let's see if it's happening to para2. And here we go, see, now para2 is golden color. Okay guys, so that's how it works. But why do we have two ways, like ID and class? So guys, there are very much differences in ID and class. As I said, classes can be repeated, and same element can also have multiple classes. IDs can never be repeated. You cannot give the same ID to any other element. Now guys, for writing you can do it, and it will also work. But according to W3C, which is the authority which keeps track of updates and all the licenses and all the systems about HTML, CSS and JavaScript, W3C, World Wide Web, Consortium. It's an authority which keeps track of all these things. So according to them, giving same ID to multiple elements is an error. So even if you give it, it will work, but that's not a good thing. Okay, so please avoid that. Because IDs are made for uniqueness. Once you give an ID to an element, you should never repeat that ID. It's a rule. And also guys, you cannot give multiple IDs to the same element. An element can only have one ID. That's why generally, we don't use IDs while doing CSS. Normally, you can use it. I'm not saying you cannot use it, but normally we don't use it. Because in CSS, most of the times, we're going to be applying same CSS again and again, multiple times. So we need that reusability. That's why we avoid IDs, because you cannot repeat it and you cannot give multiple IDs to the same element. So guys, are we cleared with these three main selectors? Now you can select an element via its tag name, or via its class name, or via its ID. 3 ways. Okay guys, are we clear till now? Please confirm that. Everyone, are we understanding everything till now? Guys? Okay, that's really nice. That's really nice. Good, very good. Okay. So let's go everyone. Let's move ahead. Now, fine. So now we have seen 2 ways of applying CSS, right? We have seen 2 ways. That is, one way is your simple inline way, and the next way is your simple internal way. But now, so guys, In inline way, we had the problem of reusability. So we went to internal way, and reusability problem was solved, and we also talked about classes and IDs. But internal way also has a problem. And the problem is, see, the problem is you're writing your CSS and your HTML in the same page. And right now it's fine because they are mostly of 20-30 lines. But in future, if your CSS becomes 100, 200, and trust me guys, it will go to 200, 300, 400, 1000 lines. So in future, if your CSS goes around 1000 lines and your HTML also goes around 1000 lines, your page will become very big. It will have big size. And that's why while loading, it might take a little time. Secondly, while coding also, because there is mixed up code, it will be very tough for us to handle. You have to again go up for CSS, go down for HTML. You have to just scroll and do that again and again. And that's the main problem. That is why it is advised that if you're going to be having a big CSS, more than 50-60 lines, it is always advisable to go with the next approach, which you call as external CSS, which is exactly similar to internal CSS, guys. The only difference is internal CSS is written in the same page as HTML page, and external CSS is written in a separate file. We have a separate file only for CSS, guys. So let's go and let's do it. As of now, you can see our CSS is in the same file. So let's go. Let's create one more file which will be completely dedicated to CSS. Completely. So let's go. And guys, again, you can name it anything, whatever you want. So let's say I call it as style. But the extension should be .css. That's all. Because it's a CSS file. The way of writing, guys, it's exactly same. So that means I can copy this whole CSS. Because as I said, right, internal and external are completely same. So I can copy this whole CSS. Don't copy the style tag, guys. Style tag is basically used to mention that this area is of CSS. Here the whole file is saying I'm CSS. So don't copy the tag. Just copy this CSS that you have written. Paste it there. And you can now completely remove the style tag. But now here's the problem. Both of them are different files. So how will they know each other? How will the HTML file know that this is my CSS file? And how will this CSS file know that this is my HTML file? How will they know that? That's the problem now. Because if I refresh it, now let me close the notepad. We don't need it anymore as of now. Now if you see, if I refresh my page, see, nothing is working. Everything's back to normal. Because right now they don't know each other. They don't know that HTML file doesn't know that this is my CSS. So we have to mention that. We have to tell the HTML file that this CSS file is going to be working as your CSS so that you can use it, all the things that you have written here. So to do that, guys, yes, you have to connect them. And to connect them, again, very simple. Just go in your head tag and use a tag called as link. And link has two attributes mainly. One is relation and one is href. Href stands for hyperlink reference. That means pass me the link or the path of where your CSS file is. So right now I'll put /. That means current folder. Guys, in computers, // means current folder. And as you can see, my HTML file and my CSS file are in the same folder, day one. That's why /. That means current folder. In the current folder only, there is a file called as style.css. That's my CSS file. So this is the link of my CSS file. And relation style sheet means, see guys, link is not only used to connect CSS file. Link tag is used for many more things. So in relation, you have to mention whatever file you're linking, what is the relation between that file and your HTML file so that it can be used accordingly. So you're telling that the file that I'm linking with my HTML file is going to be my style sheet. Consider it my style sheet. Okay? And that's why it picks up as CSS and starts working. And now if I refresh, save it and refresh, everything's back. And guys, see, now your HTML page is completely simple and clear, only HTML, and you have a separate file only for CSS. So guys, understood all the 3 ways of applying CSS, everyone? Hopefully. Please tell me, guys. I hope everyone has understood all the main 3 ways of applying CSS, guys. Please confirm that. Any doubts till now? Anything that you would like to ask? Guys, are all cleared? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat or some kind of good emoji so that I can understand that you are getting everything. Okay? And also, guys, just want to announce that if you're new here, if at all there is someone new, please guys, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be coming up with a lot of videos in future. So please don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you're enjoying the lecture, guys. Okay? Now then, let's move ahead, everyone. Now this was all the basic. This was all the very basic of how to apply CSS. Now we can move ahead to some other elements. Now we know, guys, how to apply CSS. Now we know how to apply CSS on an element. That means now we can create an image element and apply CSS. We can create a H1 element and apply CSS. We can create a form element and apply CSS. But now what we have to understand first is how many properties are there, because right now I have only worked with two properties, font family and color, but there are tons of properties. So now that we have understood how to apply CSS, now the second thing we're going to be focusing on is how many properties are there and what property does what thing and which property can be applied on which element and which property cannot be applied. Now those are the important things to focus on. But guys, before moving on to all or any of that thing, the most important thing that we need to understand is, a really important thing basically. So let's go on a site to see an example. So let's again go to flipkart.com. I don't know why I always come to this site, but I don't know. It's always, going around in my mind. That's all. Okay. Now guys, if you see this website, it looks good. It is not that great design. Flipkart is not that great guys, but yeah, it's kind of good for shopping. Okay, simple UI, minimalistic UI. Now, if you see here, this is text, this is form field, this is button, everything is fine. But if you see here, this bar is here, this blue bar. If you see here, this white bar is here, inside which all the elements are present. And if you see here, your whole site is divided into boxes and sections. You can see that, right? Not only on this, go to apple.com. See again here, a gray bar on top, then a white bar in which you have your navigation, then a gray box in which you have this first content, then again one more box. See, your whole site is divided into boxes, and some boxes you can see and some boxes you can't see. These boxes are called as containers. Guys, these boxes are called as containers, and these containers help you to divide your website into sections. These containers help you to divide your websites in separate sections so that your website can be easily readable. Secondly, they also hold your content together. You're not going to simply create content anywhere in your web page. They also help you to hold the content together at one place. And they also help you to arrange your content into sections. That's why, guys, these containers are very important. So before learning how to do any amazing animated CSS, all that stuff, we need to first learn how to create these containers in our web page and how to start putting content in them. After that, we can focus on how to style content, how to work with images, how to animate things. All that thing is secondary, guys. 50% of your web page, 50%, if I have to, give a division of how HTML CSS works, 50% of your task is going to be always creating containers and managing it. Other 50% is animation, styling, effects, good looking effects, all that is the next 50%. First 50% is dividing your website into containers properly, arranging your containers so that your website will look good, everything will look arranged and amazing. Okay, and guys, that concept of arranging everything properly in containers, in boxes, is what we call as layouting. And layouting is 50% of your site. The other 50% is special effects and all that stuff, but that is secondary. Primary thing is layouting. And guys, for layouting, the first thing that we need to learn is how to create these boxes or these containers. That is very, very, very important. Okay, so let's go, guys. Let's see how to create these container elements. Okay, everyone, are we ready? Let's go. So for now, I'm going to be completely removing all the CSS from here. So blank. Don't worry about the property, guys. Completely blank. We'll be using it again. And here also, I'm going to be making my body completely blank again. Okay, fresh. Proper fresh HTML page. Just link to a CSS page. That's all. Nothing big. All cleared. So guys, let's see how to create those boxes or those container elements. Now guys, in HTML, to create those container elements, you have tags. And guys, there are many tags. But all the tags literally do the exact same thing. They all create boxes for you. So guys, what I'm trying to say is there are around 8 to 10 tags which help you to create those boxes. And all of them literally do the exact same thing. Okay, but why then? Then why do we have 8 and 10 tags, 8 to 10 tags, if they are all doing same thing? So don't worry, in few minutes I'll also talk about that. But first of all, let me show you. Okay. So the most common tag that is used to create a container or a box is what we call as div, which stands for division. And by default, you can see it does nothing. You can see there is no output, nothing, blank, because by default it does nothing. To make sure it's a box, you have to give it height, you have to give it width. To make it appear on the web page, you have to give it some color, because by default it's having 0 height, 0 width, and no color. Is that clear, guys? Not technically 0 width, but for now let's understand that no height, no width, and no color, and that's why you cannot see it. It's nothing, it's 0. Okay. So now I want to apply CSS on this element. So for that, I'll again give it a class. So let's call it class 1. You can give it anything, guys. And now let's go in our CSS and let's apply some CSS. So 1. And now here, there are few properties in CSS that will help you to give height and width. So for applying a height, the property is known as height. And guys, you can give any height. Now measurement in computers, the primary way of measurement or giving units in computers is pixels. Just like in real world, you talk about inches, centimeters, kilometers, right? Here you have pixels because your screen is in pixels. So 300 pixels, okay, px. Then I can give width, again let's say 300 pixels. And now if you see, it's still not visible because we don't have any color. By default, your containers are transparent. You cannot see them. They are not white, guys. They are transparent. Not even white, transparent. So let's give it some color. And to give a color, guys, the property that will help you to give color to boxes is called as background color. Not color. Color is for text. Background color is for containers. So let's give it background color red. And if you see it now, here we go. A good looking box, 300 by 300. Okay, everyone. So guys, that's how you create boxes. This box, okay, this box in which you have elements, this box, all of them are created in that way only. Every box, here also, this whole box, you see, all these boxes are created using those tags only. Okay, so please don't forget them, guys. But as I said, there are many more tags that will help you to create these boxes. Okay, one such tag is called as header. Now, first of all, let me show you something. Let's give it a class of 2. This guy is giving some other class. Doesn't matter, you can give whatever you want. And let me show you 2. Let me give it height of 200 pixels. And guys, I have zoomed the web page, so let me just do a little bit normal. Okay, back to normal. So this is the real size. So height 200 pixels, width 200 pixels, and background color, let's say, green. And now if you see, that's the box, nothing else. And guys, just like that, there are many more tags. You have footer tag, you have main tag, you have nav tag, right? You have many more tags. You have a side tag. You literally have many tags like this. But guys, you have section tag. And guys, all of them are just going to help you to create boxes. So now one question that may be in your mind is why? If all of them are literally going to create boxes, why they have different names? Why can't we just stick to one? So guys, in the previous version of HTML, it was like that. Div was the only way to create boxes. But in the recent version, we got all these new elements. Now, why? Guys, for semantics, for good naming convention, what they are trying to say is, if you're creating a box for header, the top part of your web page, use a header tag. If you're creating a box for footer, use footer tag. If you're creating your center area, main one, use a main tag. If you're creating a navigation box, like this, navigation box, this is what you call as navigation. Links by which you can navigate through the website. Use nav tag. If you're planning to create a box that means something like, MacBook Air box, Mac or iPad box, iPhone 14 box, or best of electronics section, beauty and food section, monsoon section, just like that, for them you can use for the section tag. A side section can be used for sidebars, which we don't have in this site, but some sites have a sidebar, right? A box on the side. So they are saying this. But guys, I can do all these things using div. But why I have to use a proper way? Because guys, search engines read your site better if everything is using proper tags. Nowadays you might see, right, if you go and search something on Google, they take you to the website, and also in that website they take you to the proper exact section where your result is, right? That means search engine understood. How? By reading your tag names only. So first of all, if you give proper tag names, it's a good naming convention. Secondly, your website will be SEO optimized so that search engines can read your website better, and only if they read your website better, then only, you know, your website will be on top ranking. And as a developer, you want your website to be on top ranking, right? I hope you're cleared, guys. So guys, that's why you have to use proper tags. But again, guys, all of them are literally same. Okay, they are creating the boxes, but use them wisely. Okay, can we get Canvas lecture? Why not, Adarsh? Canvas is one of my favorite topics, one of my favorite things to do. So definitely, why not? Why not? I'll be definitely planning that. So let's finish the CSS once, and after that we might plan for JavaScript, and then we might plan for Canvas just after that. Maybe this month only, the coming month. Why not? Definitely. Okay. So guys, are we clear with these things? Everyone, hopefully we are clear with this. Okay. Please confirm that, everyone. Please confirm. And also, guys, if you're new, if at all there is someone new, please don't forget to subscribe, guys, and just let me know in the chat if you're there. If there is someone new, guys, please just put a hi in the chat. Let me know you're there. You're most welcome. Okay. So guys, let's move ahead, everyone. For now, let's remove all these things. We don't need them as of now, as you've already seen. Now, for today, we want to focus on one of the most important topics in CSS that will create the foundation for everything that we're going to be learning. How many days it will? It will run for 5 days. Dimple, it will be running for 5 days. 3 days this week, which is today. I think it's Thursday, right? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then next week Thursday and Friday. So 5 days in total. Okay, and there is no timing limit. Whatever topics I plan for a day, I will complete that. So there is no timing limit, nothing like that. Whatever topics I have planned for today, I'll do that. And we have to reach to the project level. That's what this 5 days are for. Okay. So let's go, guys. Yes, definitely. While doing every explanation, if at all I find out something where people ask questions about, or if I figure out, oh, this is one thing people might ask questions in interviews, I'll explain that how to answer them or how to explain it. So don't worry. Yes, others, definitely, buddy. Definitely. Okay. So yeah, guys, let's move ahead, everyone. Let's talk about one very important thing in CSS, which will create the foundation for everything that we're going to be doing forward. Okay. Now, guys, see, we know that we can use these divs and everything to create boxes like this. But one very important thing, sir, I will start learning WordPress from tomorrow. So if you can start it earlier. Definitely, Utpal, definitely. Let me see the schedule and I'll definitely create that. Don't worry. You'll get to know that directly. Okay. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. Okay. So let's go, guys. Let's go, everyone. Let's go. Hi, Babita. How are you? Yep. Let's go, guys. Now, guys, the next thing that we are learning is, now see, I have shown you how to create boxes. But guys, whether or not you create boxes, every element in HTML that you create, every element, when I say every element, it can be a P, it can be a H1, it can be an image, it can be a div, it can be an input. Any element that you create in HTML is by default internally wrapped in a box. Guys, it's very important. Please focus, guys, because I've seen a lot of times people don't mention this. So it's very important to understand. So every element that you create is wrapped inside a box, guys. Every element. Let me show you. Okay. Let me show you. Hi, Aryan. How are you, buddy? Let me show you, guys. So let's go and let's create a P element for now. And let's simply create lorem multiplied by 2, something like that. 2 lines. Okay. Simple. Now focus, guys. See, this looks like a normal paragraph. Doesn't look like a box at all, right? A simple paragraph. But if you right click, I can click on inspect. Now, guys, when you click on inspect, you open developer tools. Simple. Where you can see your code again, which is nothing but a tree that your browser has created for your HTML code. That's nothing else. It is exactly similar to your HTML code. Now, if you see, guys, here it looks like a text. But if you hover on that P element, see, it is a box. And guys, as I said, anything, an image, anything that you create is by default wrapped around a box. Even your box, if I go ahead and I have CSS for that one div. Let me create that div with class 1. See, I have created this box. Even this box is also wrapped around a box. See. So guys, every element that you create on your web page is always wrapped around a box. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, and to see that box properly, you can always come down here. So first of all, go on that element. Go on that element, guys, and whatever element you want to go. So let's say I come to this element, div class 1. Now it's selected. Select that element here. Just click on that and come down here. Here you can see the CSS that you have written for it. You can see I've written some CSS, right? So this CSS is visible in this area, styles area. So this is your elements area where you can see your exact code that you have written in HTML. And in the CSS area, in the styles area, you can see the CSS. That's nice. But come down. And here we go, guys. Here what you see is your box. Okay, but you can see it's looking a little different. So let me tell you a few things about it. So if I go on this element, now I have given a height and width of 300 by 300 to this div element. And you can see it is 300 by 300. So the element's actual height and width is 300 by 300. But on top of that, you have a box of padding which wraps it. You have a box of border which wraps it. And you also have a box of margin which wraps it. That means, if I have to explain you this, let me show you guys. Every element, okay, for every element, it goes like this. This is your real element. On top of that, it is wrapped with padding box. On top of that, it is wrapped with border box. On top of that, it is wrapped with margin box. Is that clear, guys? This element can be anything. It can be a div, image, text, whatever it is, but they are all wrapped in these 3 main boxes. In future, there will be one more box, but that we'll talk about later. Right now, it is wrapped with 3 boxes. Is that clear, guys? Every element. But right now, you can't see those boxes because they don't have any size. See, padding is dash, dash, dash. There is no size for the padding box. There is no size for the border box. There is no size for the margin box. That's why they don't have that. That's why you can't see them. Is that clear, everyone? And this right here, what you see is what we call as box model. Guys, this is what you call as box model. One of the most important things to understand in CSS. Because in CSS interviews, this is one question that they always ask. What is box model? And people just answer, normally like, oh, it's a collection of, when you give margin and all that stuff. But you can explain them in better way. That every element that you create on HTML is wrapped in a box. Okay, and mainly there are 3 boxes: padding box, then border box, then margin box. Okay, and the element itself, its own height and width. Okay, and see, guys, by default it's 300 by 300, which is your real height and width. And guys, your real height and width is also considered as content area. Okay, that is also what you call as content area, because content will only be placed inside that. Content cannot be placed in the padding box, in the border box, in the margin box. Content will be always placed in this main box, in your real height and width. Let me show you now. So let me create some content inside it. That will be simple text like, hello, Thorab, something like that. You can see that, right? Simple text. Okay. Now you can see it's still height and width and the content is inside the height and width. Now let's go ahead and let's give size to this padding box, border box and margin box, and let's see what's happening. That's very important to understand, guys. Let's see. So let's give some size to this padding box. Now, guys, to give size to the padding or padding box. Now, guys, we are not going to call it padding box again and again. Just call it padding. Okay. So let's give some padding to this element. Because, guys, see, this margin, this border, this padding and this height and width, all these 4 belong to the same element. So when I say I'm going to give this padding box a size, simply say I'm going to give some padding to this element. That's all, guys. That's all. Okay. You're simply going to give padding to this div element. So let's go and let's give it some padding. Okay. So go in CSS. To apply a padding to that element, there is a property called as padding. And guys, padding is nothing but extra size. That's all. Everything that is here, this padding, this border, this margin, they are nothing but boxes covering your main element. And if you give them size, they will be just created on top. Let me show you. So if I go and give padding of, let's say, 50 pixel, now a box of 50 pixel will surround your main content area on all sides. Let me show you that. See that, everyone. This is your real content area and 50 pixel box is surrounding it from all sides. And the best part is color of padding box and color of your real box will be always same. You cannot give a different color to your padding box. Okay, that's why it looks like that your element got increased, but you actually added an extra size on top of your real size. That's what you call as padding, guys. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we clear with this? Please tell me. Understood what padding is? Guys? Okay. So just a box wrapping your real box. Or you can say some extra size on top of your real box. That's all. That's all what padding is, guys. But remember, guys, content will be always placed in your real height width. And that's why you can see content is still. You can, if you just go here and highlight, see, content area is only this much. This is the only place where content can go. Content will never go in this padding area. Never. You can forcefully put it, but by default it will never go. Okay, technically it will never go. Now let's also give some size to this border box, or just border. Let me just reduce the zoom so that you can see that. So let's go. And guys, but before we move ahead to border, I want to also talk about some more things. So when you use padding, you directly give it to all the sides. If at all you don't want to give it to all the sides, you only want to give it to the left or the top or the right or the bottom, you can also use the shorthand single properties called as padding left. So padding left of 30 pixel. Now if you see, only on the left the padding is applied. See that, everyone? Only on the left. Just like that. You can also do it for top, right, bottom. And there are a few more ways of doing it. I'll be teaching you that in the future sessions as well. So don't worry. There are a few more ways of doing it. But just like that, guys, you can use padding right, padding bottom, just like that. Okay. Now then, let's talk about the border. So let's go. Let me remove this padding and put this padding back. Okay. So guys, the property that you use to apply border box or to give size to the border is border. Now first you give the size. So let's say I call it 20 pixel. Now guys, the best part is border box has some types. Okay, it can be plain, it can be dotted, it can be dashed. That means it is not a typical box. Because it's a border, okay, it has many varieties. But for now, let's go with the plain ones, which we call as solid. And then the best part about border is it can have some different color, not like padding. Padding will always take the exact same color of the element. Border can have a different color. So I can give it black and see. So now 300 by 300 real height and width, 50 pixel padding on top of that, and 20 pixel border on the, and border can have a different color. Is that clear, everyone? Understanding the logic here, guys? Please tell me. All clear till now, everyone? Okay, hopefully. So that's how you give border, guys. Now, as I said, border has some varieties. So instead of solid, you can also go for dashed. And you'll see now border looks like this. So now the border element has dashed. You can also go for, dotted in this case. I normally always go for solid, but yep, here we go. Okay. This one more type that I like a lot is what you call as ridge. And ridge will be more visible if the color is brown. Let me show you. See, this ridge looks like a frame. Can you see that? Looks like a wooden frame, right? With some depth and shadow, right? So ridge. So for now, let's go for solid, but you have all that type. Just wanted to show you that you have those types. Solid is simple, plain, nothing else. And now, guys, the last wrapper that you have around the box is your margin. Okay. Now, guys, margin and padding are quite similar. The main difference is padding takes the exact same color as your element. Margin will be invisible. It's always invisible. Let me show you. If I go and put margin of 50 pixel, see what happens. From all sides, margin will be added, but see, we feel like nothing is added. But actually, guys, 50 pixel size is added on all sides. On top, 50 pixel is added. On left, 50 pixel is added. On bottom, on right. But it is always going to be invisible. And that's why it feels like that our element is moving. But guys, your element is not moving. If you see here, see from top, left and bottom, 50 pixel is added. But now you can see right on the right side, it looks a little different. Don't worry. That is something else. So I'll explain that later. Don't worry about that. Okay, but you can see, right? So it feels like our element moved because it is invisible. But our element didn't move, guys. We added 50 pixel on all the sides. So guys, are we cleared with this box model, everyone? Padding is inside element and margin is outside. So you can say that by looking at it, but mainly padding, border, margin are all outside your content area, always. Okay. So guys, are we cleared everyone? Please tell me. Are we cleared with this? This basic logic of what's happening. And just like that, guys, to margin as well, you can also do this, like margin 50 pixel will around, put margin everywhere. If at all needed, you can just go to margin left. So it will just add margin on left like this. See. So now it is only adding it on left, not on the top, not on the bottom, and also not on the right. It looks like it's there on right, but trust me guys, on the right it's not a margin. I'll tell you about that later on, don't worry. Is that clear everyone? Guys, understood the base logic here? Okay. So margin left, margin right, margin bottom, margin top. Remember guys, it's not movement. It looks like movement. See, if you see, it looks like our element is moving, right? When I do margin left 50 pixel, it looks like I moved the element, but guys, you didn't move. You just added some extra size at the left, but it is invisible. That's why it looks like it's moving. Don't forget that. Okay. Now, okay, I really hope that all of this is cleared. So one very important thing to understand that I have seen that a lot of people are always confused in. Even if they know CSS, they're always confused in this one property. Okay, so please focus, guys. Now, let me remove the margin for a few seconds and let's only have these three things. Okay, now guys, see, everyone, please focus. Okay, I have given this element a height of 300 pixel, correct? And on top of that 300, it's having 50 pixel and on top and 50 pixel on bottom, which is padding. And then 20 pixel border on top and 20 pixel border on bottom. Correct? That means if I calculate the height from this tip to this tip, it will be 20 plus 50, which will be 70. Then 300, which will be 370, the whole height. Okay, that means what I'm trying to say is, just to make sure you understand, let me just draw something on the screen so that you understand this. Yep, see. So, see guys, 20, 50, then 300, which becomes 370, then again 50, right, which becomes around 420, then again 20, which becomes around 440. So the real height of this element is 300, but if you look at it, the whole height by including padding and border, it's what guys? 440. Correct? That's the base idea. Now, why I told you this, all things. Okay, let's discuss that as well. Now guys, there's one property which is called as box sizing, in which you can define how your box should be considered. By default, box sizing is content box. That means even if you don't give it, it's fine. See, nothing changes here. See output, no change, all good. Nothing changed here. Same. Because it is by default. But there is one value that you can give, which is called as box sizing border box. Now what happens here is, guys, please focus. What happens here is, where is my browser? Yep. So what happens here is now, guys, and also let me just open my browser. To video chats. Now see what happens. Your padding and margin, border and padding now are going to be considered as part of the height and width. See. So guys, understand. You gave a height of 300. Same is going on with width, guys, but I'm only explaining it for height so that you understand. So you have given height of 300, okay? But now if you have given box sizing border box, what the box does is it tries to adjust the padding and the border as part of your height. And now you know that on top it is 70 pixel border padding, on bottom it is 70 pixel border padding. In total, border padding is 140 and your actual height was 300. So now it is trying to keep the element 300 only, but decreasing the real height and considering padding and border as part of the height. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, that's why it reduced. See, here you have given 300 height, but here the height has been reduced to 160 so that the extra border and padding can also be adjusted in the height, in the maximum height that you have given. Is that cleared, guys? So by default, padding and border are considered over height. That means plus height. But when you give box sizing border box, whatever height you have given, padding and border will also be considered as part of the height. and that's why height is reduced. Browser reduces the height forcefully. You have given 300, but internally it reduces it to 160, so that 140 of border padding can be added. And same is going on with the width. So guys, that's what box sizing border box means. By default, it's box sizing content box. But then when you give box sizing border box, this is what happens. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, please tell me, everyone. Are we cleared with this? Please confirm that, guys. Everyone. Please, please, please. And let's see if we also have something like padding box. Let me just try that. I don't think so, but let's see. No, nothing like that. Okay, so only border box. Just wanted to check. Even I didn't check it quite a times, but I just wanted to check. That's all. So guys, I really hope we are cleared with all these things, everyone. Guys, please tell me, please, everyone. And also, guys, if there is anyone new, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. And if you're enjoying the session, don't forget to like the video as well, guys. Okay? Your subscribe matters a lot. I'm a backend programmer and worked with CSS, but never knew this thing. Great. That's amazing, Samuel. That's amazing. That's amazing, buddy. And happy to show you something new. Okay. Now, guys, one last thing for today. Before we end the session, one last thing for today. Okay, I would like to tell you, which is, now see, this is one div element, correct? Let's create one more div. Let's create one more div. Okay. And let's give it a class of 2. So dot 2. And let's give it a height of 200 pixel, width of 200 pixel, and let's give it a background color of blue. Now see, guys, what's happening here. That's very important to see. See that? Now we know that this element can be adjusted in the extra area which is available here, but it's not getting adjusted there, guys. It is not getting adjusted. Even if there is space after this element, and if the size that this element requires is enough, there is so much space, but still this element is not going on its size, on its side. What's happening here? Why are they going one below each other? Why are they not going side by side? So guys, you have to understand that mainly there are 2 types of elements. Now there are multiple types, but mainly there are 2 types of elements in your HTML. 3 actually, but main 2 are inline and block. These are the main 2 types of elements, guys. Inline elements will always go in a horizontal line until the screen ends. So they will always go side by side. One element, second element, third element, fourth element, fifth element, and only when it ends, they come to the bottom. And by default, block elements will always go one below each other. They will never allow anyone on their side. Never. Even if they are this small and the whole space is left, they will never allow anyone on their side. That's why, see, guys, when you right click and see this, even if you have not given it any margin, see, I have not given it any margin, but you see this, right? It is showing me that this div is small, but it is still trying to take the whole area. That's its effect. Because div is a block element, guys, and block elements don't allow anyone else to be on their side by default. We can change them. We can forcefully make sure that they allow it, but by default, they will never allow it. Same with this. This is also block element. See, it's going like that. Inline elements don't do this. So mainly, guys, there are 2 types of elements, block and inline. Inline elements go side by side. Block elements always go one below each other. But the problem is, inline elements can never have height and width. So if an element is inline, even if you give it height and width, it won't work. Is that clear, guys? Block elements can have height and width, but they will always go one below each other. But if you want to solve it, don't worry. We can definitely solve it. We can definitely solve it. Okay? Now see, guys, as I said, so what if I plan? See, guys, what if I plan? No. Okay, fine. You're a div, right? You're a block element. Let me convert you to inline so that you allow someone on your side. Let me convert you to inline. So guys, if you ever want to convert an element from block to inline or from inline to block, the property that you have is called as display. Display is the property which helps to identify which kind of element it is. So I want this element to become what, guys? inline. Let me show you that it's default block element. Let me show you that. See, if I inspect it, in here you can see, this is the CSS which I have applied on one class. See here, I have applied that. But if you just scroll, internally, see guys, this user agent style sheet means it is internally applied by default. I am not responsible for that. And you can see display is given as block. That means by default, this div is a block element, display block. Now let's convert it to inline, guys. Let's convert it to inline. Okay, let's remove all the extra stuff and just let's convert it to inline. And let's see what is happening here now. Let's see. And if I give it inline, see what happens. It becomes like this. Why? Now guys, it's only having padding and border. It's not having any height and width. Because I mentioned, right? See, even if it is mentioned here, height is 300, width is 300. But you can't see that anymore. Even if you have given, you cannot see that. Because, as I mentioned, inline elements can never have height and width. Is that clear, everyone? Let me show you. Let me also put some content in this one, the second element, like hello. And let me also convert that to inline. See now, both of them are side by side, guys. But at what cost? We lost the ability of giving them height and width, right, guys? Everyone, are you getting it, guys? Please tell me. So what we are trying to understand here is by default block elements, even if their width is small, they will still try to cover up the whole area. They will never allow anyone to be on their side because they are block elements. They behave like that. Inline elements don't behave like that. Inline elements go side by side like this. See, now there are two inline elements. But guys, what's the problem here? That now they cannot have height and width. Is that clear, guys? Everyone, are we understanding this? Please tell me. Now we're going to discuss the last property for today. So please confirm that, everyone. Okay. Now what if I want the feature of both? I want to give height and width. So it should be block, because you want to give height and width. But I also want them to be on side by side. That means I need some features of inline and some features of block. So guys, you have a hybrid property called as inline block, which will retain their height and width, but they will act as inline. So now inline block will retain, because this means it's a combination of block and inline. So now it will have height and width, but because of inline, it will also go in side by side. And here we go. See that? Now they are side by side as well. Is that clear, everyone? I hope you're understanding this, guys. And also, yep, everything else is fine. No issues. I need to convert this into inline block as well. Sorry, I forgot. That's why I was thinking why it is still same. And here we go, I see. Now they are side by side and they still have height and width, right? And now see, now they don't exert that extra area around them. See, now they don't do that. See, there's no margin and there is no extra. Remember, guys, extra highlight was coming initially, that they are covering the whole screen. Now that is not coming. And now if you give it margin, you will see a good looking thing. If I give margin 50 pixel from all sides, see, from all sides, it's having 50, 50, 50, 50 size added to it. Plus, guys, remember, guys, that's not movement. Extra size is added. It's invisible. That's why it's look like that, you know, it's moving. So guys, I really, really hope that we have understood everything that we have learned today about the basics of CSS, about the box model, about padding, about border, about margin. And don't worry, guys, there are many more ways of adding padding and margin and all that stuff, but we'll be slowly progressing and learning them. Today was the essential day, understanding all the basic fundamentals. Is that weird, guys, everyone? So I really, really hope that you have understood everything that we have learned today. So now, guys, take 2 minutes and ask if you have any kind of doubts. Thank you so much for the kind words, Samuel. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much, Yared. Thank you so much. Okay. So guys, I really, really hope that you guys are cleared, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session, guys. That's what's most important for me. If you're enjoying, then I'm happy. And then I'm motivated as well. So I really hope that you're enjoying, guys. Please let me know in the chat as well if you're enjoying or not. Okay, and please don't forget to like, and if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Now, guys, every day is going to be more important than the previous day. Today, we learned all the fundamentals. In tomorrow's session, we'll be talking about Flexbox and layouting, and we'll be learning how to lay out our website like this or like this. So tomorrow's session will be more important than today's. then the day after will be more important than these 2 days. That means every day we are progressing. We are never gonna stop, right? We're never gonna do the same thing. Every day we'll be progressing to something new and something better. That means what I'm trying to say is don't skip any session. And guys, if you have friends and colleagues that you feel like that they will also like to learn, please share my channel to them, share the video to them. And if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. And if at all you can help me, you can just put your story or something like that on your social media handle. It's a request from my side as a new channel. So if at all you can do it, it will be very great for me. Up to you, but at the end, up to you guys. If at all you want to do it. But please don't forget to share the channel, share the video with your friends and colleagues. And if you're in colleges, guys, please share it with your friends as well and ask them to subscribe, or let them just come to the video so that I can try and teach them in my best way possible. Okay? Sir, you're the only reason I started attending live session. Thank you so much, Utpal. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. Those are really kind words. Thank you so much, buddy. So, yep, guys, that's all from today. We have learned a lot of things. Now, tomorrow's session will be more important. So, please share the channel. And I'm hoping today we had the highest watching of 16 or 17. Tomorrow, I'm expecting that it will be 17 or 20 or 25. Let's see how much it is. So, guys, it will be up to you now. If you share the channel, if you share the video, I will get some more people and I can teach some more people. So don't forget to do that. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. If you don't have any doubts, that's all for today. I'll see all of you tomorrow exactly at 6 o'clock. I really hope that you'll be there. Please let me know, guys. I hope you'll be there, right? Everyone? Hopefully, everyone that was here today will be there tomorrow as well. And maybe some of your friends as well. Up to you now. Okay? So that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Enjoy your night. All these things will be uploaded on GitHub in the next 5 minutes. The GitHub link is in the description. Just go on there and you will find all these files there easily. And you can change it, code it, do whatever you want. Okay? So that's all, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye, bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys. Bye-bye.